Hi, my name's Zach. You might know me from this, or even this. But I also do this, and I really want to do well at this. So how about you join me as I get better? So step one wasn't too bad. I kind of just went out into a field. I threw putts, I threw drives, I threw up shots, and I played rounds, of course. But I tried to be a lot more intentional with what I was looking for. I thought through my rounds afterwards, kind of mapped out my score, and figured out where was I losing strokes, where was I gaining strokes, what could I do better, what could I do worse, where should I position myself in my upcoming events. It was really interesting to go through. Some of the results surprised me, some of them didn't surprise me, but in the end, I feel like I put together a pretty good plan of what I need to get better at. Now, I really wanted to know what was the good in my game. Where was I making up strokes, and where can I position myself during my rounds to continue to make up strokes? And it became pretty apparent pretty quickly what the strength of my game was, and that's up shots. Forehand, backhand, I feel really comfortable anywhere within 200 feet that I can put it under the basket. There's actually a reason for this. It's because my putting has been so bad for the last few years that to be successful, I've sort of had to put it under the basket. But in team practices, we've been kind of keying in on up shots, and I felt really confident in them lately. So I went out into the field, about 10 to 15 miles an hour of wind, and I just wanted to see how many could I put in the circle from about 150 feet away. And I did 4 sets, and in the end, I put every single one inside the circle. I think there were about 8 discs each set, so 32 discs, 100% in the circle. Now, I've been having a few struggles recently, as does an amateur disc golfer, and I think it all comes down to one main issue, and that was form uncertainty. I was trying to balance between having a form that looked good and having a form that played good. I've had success in the past with a certain form, but I was kind of trying to move away from it because I didn't love how it looked. In the end, I decided to go back to it for a few reasons. So I was really struggling with this. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to go back to my old form, but I didn't like how it looked, so I wanted to try something new and maybe unlock some distance, but it never really panned out. With my old form, I could hit 400 very consistently in a tournament, sometimes push up toward 430, and with the new form, I was maxing out at like 380, and it felt awful. I was having to throw full flex shots with a distance driver for shots I used to be able to get to pretty easily with a hyzer. So I talked to my coach and I said, I'm having this issue, and he said, just go with what you used to go with. We're too close to the event to try and rework your form completely, and in the end, who knows if it will even work. So that's what I did, but it was a tough pill to swallow. Now, I went to hit the course one last time before I decided I was going to go back to my old form. I threw some of the clips in right here, and while these are generally good shots I put in, none of them felt repeatable. This one right here is a great example. Hole 8, long position at Ann Morrison Park. Used to be able to get there on a pretty pure hyzer. This one I went a little small flex on the perfect line and just barely got there. Same thing with hole 9. Similar distance. I throw a flex shot a little low, but I come up significantly short on a 350-foot hole. This used to be something that felt easy for me, and it was now feeling incredibly labored and unrepeatable. If you know anything about me, my game, or if you've watched Gem Disc content in the past, you probably know I am a really, really, really bad putter. And not just a bad putter, but an ugly putter. My putts look wobbly, incredibly nose down, not having a chance to reach the basket, incredibly short misses. It's all around bad. I'm a bad putter, and that's okay. Um, and I know exactly why I'm a bad putter. 2 years ago, I played my first rated event called TVDG Tour Series 1, and I played MA2, and I was tied for first, and I went into a playoff. Playoff went one hole, we pushed. Next hole, I was parked. He had to make a long putt for par. He did. And I walked up to tap in my par. And as I was throwing the putt, I dropped it. I think I airballed from like 3 feet or something. Like it wasn't a normal putt. But since then, I have had the putting yips, and I just can't get that out of my mind. And I've worked on it a lot, and I've actually somewhat improved in tournament play. But I'm still just a really, really bad putter. So we're going to see if we can work on this series, but that's why I'm a bad putter. So enjoy this collection of horrendous, horrendous putting misses. So there you have it. The good, my upshots. The bad, my drives. And the really ugly, my putting. Over the next few weeks, I'm excited to work on these really hard, talk with my coach, make some detailed plans, and figure out how I can get better at all of these things. I will update you guys on my results, my triumphs, my defeats, everything in between. I want to bring you guys along on this journey with me. So if you're interested, go ahead, subscribe, like, comment. We love the support, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode.